Alright, so this is the third episode of Thomas meeting with other individuals. This is an individual who sides with PETA.
Oh, PETA.
Yeah. And what was your name?
I mean, Heather.
You're Heather?
I can't say I completely side with them, but I don't think they're what people judge them for is incorrect.
What's this guy's name?
Okay.
What's your name?
And you are a vegan?
I am.
Okay.
12 years.
My phone
12 years.
says dog food.
I'm Thomas.
Heather.
I got some. Read my
So
back.
I'm pro
No,
hunting.
they didn't read it when I
I'm
got
pro
here.
farming.
I thought maybe someone was
I'm
trying
not
to beat me
pro
violent or
mass
something.
farming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, pro slaughterhouses.
Right.
That portion of it, I believe that.
Do you support it?
We smoked a hell of a lot of weed.
By buying it?
We got me
course.
pretty stoned,
Well,
I haven't
then,
smoked in
how do
a
you?
while.
What do you mean by you're not pro? Because if
I don't-
you buy it, then
Yeah,
you
hell
support
yeah,
it.
I'm chilling. I'll sit
Yeah.
tonight.
Like I don't do math, so I don't buy it.
Banana. Has like a little menthol flavor to it.
Okay, so there's a differentiation, okay? I think there are ethical ways that it can all be done,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that there is a financial issue that's involved with everything, because the cost of everything is inflated.
So everybody wants it cheap. So they're willing to accept what happens to the animals to get it cheap.
In theory, yes, because the currency is falsely inflated.
And people are struggling with food,
Yeah.
not overeating.
With
In America,
protein.
people are struggling with food and not overeating. Most people are starving and not overeating here in America.
Yeah. I'm not arguing that fact at all. So in that sense, we're definitely on the same page.
I don't agree with that. I think that most of America is overweight. I'm homeless and I'm not struggling with food. There's food everywhere.
I'm homeless.
The food I
and
get
do
is
struggle
from
for
food banks, and there's so much food going to waste from grocery stores that the food banks are getting too much, and they give it
What
away
is
to
it?
slaughterhouses because it's too much food to even offer the humans.
So you're
I know food is costly, but
I'm not
there is
arguing
still
that point by any
an
means.
over amount,
Okay.
and especially here,
Overproduction
we're
gets fed back to
we're
the animals, which
eating
is
improperly and eating
a
too
cycle.
much of things that are not.
You know,
healthy
that
for us.
doesn't. There's not a real large net loss when we sell overproduced food back to the farming industry, right? Because here's our
But we're
fundamental.
not. But
here's
we're
our
not
fun, here's our
starving for the animals.
here's our fundamental difference. Okay, our fundamental difference is that it has to do with the humane portion of treatment of animals during processing versus the belief that killing
So when
the
you go
animals
and buy
altogether
your
is wrong.
meat, do you make sure it's humane, or do you just buy it?
If there's a sticker on it that says that it's kosher or that it's done in one of those styles, then yes.
So that's what you go search out when you go to the store and when you go out to eat.
No.
No. So you
I
don't
don't
even
have to.
try. You say you don't agree with it, but you don't even try
When it's
to make a
when
difference.
it's cheaper, when it's free, when there's
When it's
something,
easy for you,
then yes, I'm going to
then you're
support
willing to
those
accept
things.
torture for a cheap
No,
price.
I'm willing to wait for a product to get old enough that it has to go on sale so that I can purchase said product at a more reasonable rate.
But I thought we were talking about whether it was ethical or not. What does that have to do
To kill
with
animals?
No, the factory farm. You said you don't agree with the
Factory farms are unethical. There's a
Right.
lot of hygiene problems.
And do you choose food that's not from factory farms or
I'm
from?
saying that we could definitely do
If you
factory
choose it,
farms
then
better.
if you choose,
We could make factory
accept
farms
it,
a billion
are
times
you
better.
ethical or not ethical?
Am I ethical?
If you choose an unethical place on purpose because so that you can save a dime,
No,
does
no, no,
that
no.
make you unethical or no?
Our question here is whether or not there is an ethical line to actually breeding and slaughtering animals.
Do you feel there's a question?
No, I don't. I believe that it's absolutely normal. I think the way that factory farms conduct themselves have a tendency to be absolutely disgusting. I think that they are wrong, and I think that they're abnormally cruel to the animals that go through that process.
And how often do you give them your money to support them?
I've got to eat, okay? Doesn't
So do
mean-
I.
Okay,
I haven't ate it in 12 years.
well, here's the difference.
How am I doing? I'm 49.
I still need to eat, and I'm still
So do
gonna
I.
eat it. That's the difference
So do
between
I.
us, and that's perfectly fine. I like you as a person, I do, but I'm gonna eat the meat.
So then, do
And
you
hopefully
agree that
things
you are ethical or not by agreeing to
Of course, I'm ethical
doing
because
something that you believe is
animals-
unethical? You're
animals
supporting
are
something
bred.
unethical.
animals are bred as food. Okay, if you look at what happens in the United States compared to what goes on in China, on the animal breeding consumption scale, we're completely off the scales. Okay, I'm 100% in agreement that it needs to be cleaned up more.
And how's it going to happen?
Internal regulation from good people.
When is that going to happen? It's been decades.
Well, it's
and
got to be
decades
taken
and
out of
decades.
it's got to be taken out of the current federal administration. I mean,
Who's going to demand it?
Trump doing everything that he's doing right now
You
is
think
only
Trump's
a
gonna
small.
help the
No, it's
animals?
only a small part of what's going on to dismantle the system. Trump is a fixture of what is going on culturally. Trump is basically a figurehead. He's like a bull in a china shop, and we elected him to do that because there's fucking pedophiles that are running the fucking government. There's fucking financial criminals. There are people who have been committing absolutely disgusting and horrendous crimes that are living absolutely scot-free.
Right, nice to see them. And amongst them.
Okay? And God's going to deal with it. Society gets to a certain point and then God puts his hand down. It's happened every single time. Now, the concept of veganism, I mean, if you're trying to follow the concept of like the Old Testament, like before the flood, what they it says they ate in the garden. It doesn't say they ate meat until the
Right.
fall. So if you're going by that diet,
Well, why not create the Garden of Eden again?
why not create the Garden of Eden again?
Yeah.
Because it's the
Because if
fall
God
already
created
happened.
us in His image and wanted us to create, why don't we create what He wanted us to create, what He wanted us to be, and what He wanted us to
It's
do?
fall. It's fallen. It's already fell. That's why He had to come in to the system in of itself and sacrifice Himself. God, the actual creator of the fabric of reality, had to come and sacrifice Himself to save us from the creation that we made when we fell. Every single one of us. Animals are for food. It's not my favorite thing. Do I want the industry better? Absolutely.
Is it wrong to not eat animals?
Is it wrong to not eat animals? I'd say yes.
Why?
Because then you'd be wasting the meat of an animal that has been grown.
If Jesus was walking the earth, would you be proud to take Him to a slaughterhouse where you get your meat?
Jesus ate lamb.
Would you be proud to take Him to a slaughterhouse
I wouldn't
where
take him
you
to-
buy your
no.
meat, where your meat came from?
I try not to get meat from those sources when I can.
Me too. Which I have found is everybody.
So where do you go for your meat?
I don't need meat.
And what is your primary source of protein?
Protein comes in most things. Protein originates in plants. So if you get it from animals, you're getting secondhand protein.
You're getting complex proteins, so it makes it so that the body has to create a more...
They asked the strongest man on earth how he became so strong when he doesn't eat. How is he strong as an ox when he doesn't eat meat? And he said, well, the ox doesn't eat meat either. That's the strongest man on earth. And about half the NFL
Where did
has
you get that?
gone on a plant-based diet. Look at it.
Is that actually statistically true?
Have you heard of the blue zones? It's where people live. It's the places on Earth where there's the most centuries, which are people over 100. And they created a book on it, a recipe book. And I'm surprised it's all plant-based.
I don't believe that.
The number one killer of humans is heart disease. Heart disease
Yes, that
caused
is true.
by clogged arteries from cholesterol. Do you know where cholesterol? Do you know
From
where
fats. Bad fats.
Actually, it comes from animal products. There's zero cholesterol in my diet. That's one way I can tell. I can look at a label. If it has cholesterol in there, I know it's not vegan. It's all in animal products. It is their cholesterol. We create our own cholesterol for our own bodies. And
You
when you
see-
eat the animals, it breaks down
You see the teeth?
your mostly flat teeth. Yeah, I see. You're almost entirely flat teeth. With your couple canine teeth that are made to bite people. They're giving you
By
problems.
people.
Those aren't made for catching flesh. Your lazy ass can't fucking catch an animal.
You don't think I can catch an animal?
Maybe these ducks that have been in the park and overfed and are half of them are
I'm not
injured.
trying to
But
do that.
No, most of them you can't. You can't. You're too physically weak.
I'm too physically weak.
Maybe you can go buy a gun and
How
sit
much?
there and
How
go,
much do you think I squat?
You can't run and catch an animal. You're too slow.
You think I'm too slow?
Yes, humans are much slower than most animals.
Okay.
You almost can't catch anything. And even if you did, you don't even have claws.
So, Faust,
And you don't really actually have teeth to catch them, because they're almost all flat teeth.
I'm grabbing them with my
And
teeth.
our intestines are extremely long, like a plant eater's. A meat eaters are very short.
Okay. Yeah, we're in between.
No, we're not. Our intestines are very long. Meat eaters are
have-
very short, like 3 feet.
We
Lions
have
is
what,
like 3 feet.
in our mouth we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 2, so that's 8. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 on the top jaw. So out of all of our teeth, we've got 20. Either
And
28 or
what do you
30.
got? 2 sharp teeth?
No.
Barely sharp teeth?
Barely sharp teeth. I have very sharp teeth. Alright.
Yeah, they're like abnormally not what humans normally have. Their teeth are a little sharp. It's not even what we have. Even still. But
What
see,
do you
you eat
mean?
some raw flesh. And did you know that actually carnivores like organs? Whereas
organs?
you mostly would puke if you had to eat a raw organ.
No, I actually like gizzards.
Raw?
Not raw, no. Not an uncivilized
Yeah.
animal.
I know. Humans are
past that.
typically necrophilics. Because they only eat dead things. Like a...
I just don't agree. When it comes right down to
Like
it,
buzzards, they eat the gut. They eat the leftover
and
stuff like the
that's what
mussels.
that's what they do. Okay, I don't eat raw animals. I
Right,
eat
you don't.
animals that are cooked.
And you eat their muscles, just like an animal that eats only dead animals, like flies
But I
and
prepare
buzzards.
it.
You prepare the dead muscle,
Yeah,
whereas the
I
buzzard
don't
eats
have
it
a
raw.
problem with that. That's where we have a very based fundamental differentiation in our concepts of the world. Does that make sense?
What's the difference? Is
That I don't have a problem with cooking and eating animals.
I actually didn't either till I learned they were being tortured and their whole entire lives were just pretty awful.
We've gone through that entire portion of things. I believe that there needs to be reform. I'm 100% behind there being legislation so that we're not feeding
Who's going to
absolute
demand
garbage
that?
meat
Who
to our
demands it?
children.
Who tries to change
Us as
that?
the fucking people.
You try to
All of
demand your
us.
Who?
All of us.
Are you sure it isn't people like PETA?
PETA
Who demands change?
doesn't.
Who's the biggest name you hear demands change?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
You don't like PETA, but who is the biggest name you hear demands
I don't
change?
need an organization to demand change.
And what are you doing then to demand change?
This.
And what are you going to do with this?
It's going to be put online.
But it sounds like you're not pro change for animals. It sounds like you're trying to fight with me about it.
No. What we're talking about is a fundamental differentiation from an organization to an action that needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
I believe that we need to fundamentally change things so that we're sitting closer to something that both me and you would say is reasonable, where animals are treated ethically during the
Right.
process of making meat. Because, let's face it, at the end of the day, everybody's not going to stop eating meat. You have, but everybody else isn't going to. Right?
Maybe. Because
No, because you are not
I had
going to
no
force.
idea I'd go
Here's the
vegan.
thing.
I had no idea I would like it.
Okay,
I kept
that's
fishing poles in my car.
that's
I
great.
had no problem with killing
Listen,
animals.
I
ate
understand that.
squirrels and beavers, and I didn't care what animal it was. I
Great
ate it
beaver,
all.
that might be
I
problem.
had no
problem
empathy for animals before.
there. Okay,
For killing them and eating them. Killing them to eat. I had no issue with that.
I wouldn't have eaten
I killed
beaver.
them myself.
I wouldn't have eaten beaver.
I had a problem with them being tortured their whole life.
No, and I agree with that.
And then when I
portion of what-
tried it out, and I actually tried it, I
You
discovered
enjoyed it.
I
You
really
enjoyed it.
liked it.
you like
There is
vegetables.
nothing that you can do more for animals than give them peace.
Listen, I'm 150
And that's what
million
is
times
veganism,
behind
is
you
peace.
having that opinion.
Because it's not just the food. I also do not go to the zoo. I do not ride horses. I do
Okay.
not buy a designer breed.
My-
I rescue only.
I like leather.
And I won't even accept one right now because of my living situation.
My last name is Steed, so my family goes back into the production of equestrian leather,
Mhm.
and then traces even back into royalty and stuff like that. So I am very pro.
Well, just because of what your family has done doesn't mean you have to.
It doesn't mean anything, but I'm saying the actual industry that's made there is extremely important, especially when it's being taken care of ethically, like they do in a lot of the European countries and like the standards that are set forth in the United States.
Yeah, and
This is something
PETA
that-
is a lot. It was very active over there too, and they have a
I'm
lot
not
more
saying-
stronger stance
I'm not saying that PETA in of itself
for animals over there.
is bad, okay?
Hmm.
I'm saying that I don't agree with them as an organization in a lot of ways. The overall thing they try to do is good. The bad part is, when people start turning into homegrown terrorists over it. Just like any
Yeah.
of the different
But that's with
facets
every
of the
group
left
that you
or
come
right.
across. Any group, it doesn't matter, religious or anywhere where people
Yeah.
have a strong belief. There's going to be some fucking lunatics, and I don't
That
like them
just take
either.
it too far. Yeah.
They'll trash on me. They'll tell me I'm not even a vegan. For
I'm
real.
sure that you probably met some
They
of them.
for real.
here
They will
like that.
find some reason they don't like. I don't do it good
Did
enough.
we
But I
did
don't
we
really
actually
care.
officially introduce to one another?
I think so. Heather.
Heather, that's right, Heather Thomas. So I knew that this conversation would end up coming up at some point in time
Hmm.
because I'm very more on the pro meat side of things. And like I've said, I'm not as pro like factory farm.
Yeah.
I prefer game meat. I prefer
That was my initial plan before going vegan.
Family
was
farms?
actually to. First, I started searching it out. I lived in Emmett when I went vegan. So,
I'm from Pocatello.
I started searching
so I know where
out
Emmett is.
farms where I could just buy the meat myself, and I did.
Mhm.
And that's how I started buying it. I started buying it from someone I knew that raised a cow on their farm. But then later I learned, and this cow, he was a male, so
Okay.
not a cow, a bull, right? He was 3 days old. Now,
His-
something I
his
found
balls
out
were
about
cut off.
the
He's a stud.
industry was that a lot of times, if they're dairy cows,
Uh-huh.
they'll take their baby away,
Yeah, and kill them out, or they'll.
or they can be raised for meat by somebody.
Yeah, it's vil.
And I don't know if that's what he was. Like, that might have been what I was eating. Because that's the last cow I ate intentionally. That was the last meat I was getting intentionally.
When you
Before I-
realized
before I
that to
went
try
vegan.
and get the most tender meat that they could, that they had chained down
No, it
Baby.
wasn't that. He wasn't chained down. He wasn't,
If he
uh,
was vil, that's typically what they do. They restrain them,
They're baby
Chained
cows
down
from a
and-
dairy cow.
and then they
Yeah, this
strain them
isn't
down
what
and
happened.
basically feed them.
This
while
was
they
just
they don't move at
a
all.
male from a 3-day-old male, and he lived out on a farm all by himself. And he kept breaking the fence, and so
he
they
didn't have any
killed him early.
testosterone really to to get going. I mean, it's still probably kind of gaming.
Well, you know,
regardless, but
3 days old, most babies want their mom.
yeah,
And that's the problem I had with making my choice to get it from a farm, was this baby had to be taken away from his mother for what? He had to be a baby all by himself.
okay.
Like, this is a creature on Earth, and I just don't see why the other
Okay.
creatures
How
on
do
Earth,
lions survive?
they, which parts survive? Well, they have a lot of parts.
Do they eat?
Yeah,
How do they eat?
they hunt down an animal,
Yeah.
right? Completely different
Part,
yard
that's
lion.
just part of what the human biological functions
Well,
are.
and I believe
set.
that there's meat eaters on this earth, like lions, to clean up the herd, because normally there would be a lot of animals, a huge herd, and there'd be a
Yeah,
portion
they
of them
go down the chain.
that
down
were
into
getting
insects.
old and sick.
Yeah,
And so
they
the meat
turn
eaters
towards insects. They're the
would
ones that take care of all of the
comfort.
decaying matter. God has a very intelligent design behind things.
Well, don't ask me about something if you're not listening to my answer.
Well, I am listening to you, but we both have
No, you talked over me the whole answer. So,
no.
I'm
we,
done. You can go back and listen to it. You talked over me.
Well, every now and then, sometimes you just don't end in an actual agreement with somebody, you know? This is what it is.